Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, yesterday we were talking about the enzymes activity and carbohydrates. We finished the carbohydrates, we finished the proteins and some enzymes. Now, according to your reduced syllabus, grade 12, chapter number 21, biochemistry. And today we are going to start the lipids. This is the lecture number 61. Lipids. Greek word lipos. Lipos means fat. It is a Greek word. Lipos means fats. Lipids are naturally occurring organic compounds of animals and plants origin. They are non-polar in nature, soluble in organic solvents, belongs to heterogeneous group of substances. These molecules consist of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen atoms. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen atoms. The main constituent of membrane in a cell walls, food storage, molecules intermediate in signaling pathways, vitamins A, D, E and K. These vitamins are fat soluble vitamins and cholesterol. These vitamins A, D, E and K are fat soluble vitamins and cholesterol. All the lipids are hydrophobic. Hydrophobic means they are hitting the water insoluble. Property they have in common, fats and oils we called. So these are called fats and oils. Fats and oils. So made from the two kinds of molecule, glycerol, a type of alcohol, polyhydroxy alcohol, glycerol. This is the glycerol, and you have to add a fatty acid. Fatty acids. The acids which contain one carboxylic acids are called fatty acids, and 3 fatty acids. This is a fatty acid. So when the glycerol and fatty acid they are going to join with each other, there is a dehydration taking place and you will get the triglycerides, esters, triglycerides. So like this. There will be a dehydration. So this is the triglyceride. Triglyceride we call this. Now the point is here, if this R group, alkyl group, if this alkyl group is saturated, all the bonds are there. If these are all single covalent bonds, then we call fat, semi-solid fat. These triglycerides are fats now. And if there is an unsaturation or is an unsaturated double bonds there, then we call oil. So fat is a semi-solid lipid and oil is a liquid lipid. That's why there is a difference between triglyceride fats and triglyceride oils, so are alkyl groups. Classification of lipids: simple lipids. Simple lipids, these are the esters of fatty acid with glycerol, triglycerides, natural fat and waxes. These are the simple lipids. Compound lipids, these contain radicals in the addition of fatty acids and alcohols. For example, phospholipids, these are the phosphatides, plasmalogen, lipostol, and also sphingolin. These are the compound lipids. Derived lipids, these are the hydrolytic product of compounds of lipids, for example fatty acids. So there are three classes of the lipids classification. Then structure. I told you earlier, structure depending upon this alkyl group. This alkyl group may be saturated, may be unsaturated. So structure of lipids. Lipids are generally defined in terms of solubility. They are insoluble in water but soluble in the non-polar solvents, and not in terms of particular structures as cases of proteins and nucleic acids. Lipids associated with another via van der Waals forces, because covalent bonds are there, non-polar covalent bonds. These van der Waals forces are a hydrophobic effect. In a particular, we discuss the structure of fatty acids. So you can see these structures. You can find that one is a saturated and other is a unsaturated. This here, this R group may be saturated and may be unsaturated. In the unsaturated, you are finding small tail. Downward it is going to be, but saturated straight. The tail of fatty acid is a long hydrocarbon chain, make it hydrophobic. The head of molecule is a carboxyl group, which is the hydrophilic, means the polar, it can be soluble in water, and the tail is not going to be soluble because these are all hydrocarbons. Fatty acids are the main components of soap. We prepare soap by using a saponification method, oils and fats, when you are going to react with sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. So this process is called saponification. Fatty acids are main component of soap, where their tails are soluble in oily dirt, and their heads are soluble in water, emulsify and wash away of the dirt particles in presence in the fabrics. So because of the head is made up of, you can see in your book page number 270, in the orange color, carboxylic acid group is there, and this carboxylic acid contains the hydrogen bonding, so it is soluble in water. But then you are seeing the hydrocarbons, carbon, hydrogen are available either saturated or unsaturated. They are the oil or fat soluble. However, when the head end is attached to glycerol, to fat, the whole molecule is hydrophobic. Now it becomes hydrophobic. So this is a structure of 270 page. You can see the structure of the fatty acid, saturated and unsaturated carbon are attached to the carboxylic acid functional group head and tail, maybe the saturated and maybe the unsaturated. So properties of lipids. So for the properties of lipids, there are two: physical properties and chemical properties. Oil and fats may be either liquid or non-crystalline solid at room temperature. Already I told you, saturated and unsaturated. Fats and oils in the pure states are colorless, odorless and tasteless. The color fat arises due to the foreign substances, otherwise it is colorless. Yellow color of the butter is due to presence of keratin. They are lighter than water. They are insoluble in water, non-polar in nature. They are readily soluble in organic solvents, ether, diethyl ether, carbon disulfides, acetone, benzene, chloroform, carbon tetrachloride. Page number 271. They form emulsions when they are agitated with water in the presence of soap or other emulsifiers. Fats and oils are poor conductors of heat and electricity and serve as excellent insulator for the animal body. They are going to be insulated because the current is not going to be passed through the fats. So these are physical properties. Now chemical properties. Fat and oil undergo various types of reaction, but most important are going to be hydrolysis of fats and oils. Hydrolysis. Hydrolysis of fats or oils. So this is a fat or oil. There is a hydrolysis in the presence of enzyme as a catalyst, lipase. So what you will get? You will get the fatty acid. Fatty acid, free molecules of molecules of fatty acid you will get upon hydrolysis and glycerol. This is a glycerol and this is a fatty acid. So upon hydrolysis, oils or fats, triglycerides, triesters, they are hydrolyzed by enzyme lipase, which acts as a catalyst, enzyme as a catalyst. So you will get the glycerol and fatty acid. So Actually, this hydrolysis takes place in the digestive tract of the human being and animals. So fatty acids are produced in animal body, which play an important role in the metabolic pathways. Now, in the previous section, also I wrote the reaction saponification. Saponification of hydrolysis of triglycerides. This is the triglyceride. Oil or fats react with alkalis. So glycerol is produced along with the sodium or potassium salt of fatty acids are called salt hydrolysis, and you will get the soap and also glycerol. Reaction with sodium hydroxide. Like this. Sodium stearate. This is a sodium stearate, or COONA. And there are 3 molecules and also 3 molecules of the glycerol. 3 molecules of glycerol and 3 molecules. This is the soap. Sodium pomade, sodium stearate. This is a soap. This is the hydrolysis of the triglycerides. CH2 is going to be removed, and it's going to be connected with the hydroxyl groups to make a glycerol, and RCOO connect with the sodium to give a sodium stearate, sodium pomade, like this one. So this is the hydrolysis. The third one is hardening of oil, hydrogenation. Hardening of oil. Oil is unsaturated, means double covalent bond is formed, liquid. So if you are going to pass hydrogen gas in presence of nickel catalyst 250 to 300 degrees Celsius, platinum or palladium, then at room temperature, you will get fat, semi-solid. So oil is a liquid, so when you are going to pass the hydrogen gas in presence of catalyst, you will get the fat, which is a saturated one. So you can see this is the glycerol trioleate and oil. There is a double covalent bond in between the carbon atoms. So when you are going to pass the hydrogen gas in presence of catalyst, so you will get the saturated glyceride triesterate fat, which contain all single covalent bonds in the form of R. This R may be unsaturated, maybe this is a saturated. So these are the properties. We know that unsaturated triglycerides are liquid at room temperature. They are called oils. They can be saturated by passing hydrogen in them in the presence of metal catalyst, I told you earlier. So the result in the conversion of liquid triglycerides into semi-solid triglycerides. In this way, liquid triglycerides are converted into semi-solid triglycerides. So this reaction is used commonly to harden the vegetable oils for the production of vegetable ghee or margarine. So dear students, these are the lipids, classifications, structures, properties, and now importance of the proteins, classification, structures, properties of lipids, now mineral of biological significance. Page number 275. Page number 275. This is page number 275, minerals of biological significance. Minerals are very important for our body. Minerals are the nutrients that exist in the body, and they are essential as our need for oxygen to sustain life. Minerals. Minerals are also found in organic as well as inorganic combination in the food. In the body, only 5% of human body, 5% of human body contains mineral by weight. 5% human body by weight mineral. Vital to all mental and physical processes and total well-being. They are most important factors in maintaining the physiological processes, constituents of teeth, bones, tissues, blood, muscles, and nerve cells. So, acting on the catalysis for many biological reactions within the human body, they are necessary for transmission of messages through the nervous system, digestion, and metabolism, or utilization of all nutrients of food. Vitamins cannot be properly assimilated without the correct balance of minerals. For example, here is given calcium. Calcium is needed for the vitamin C, citrus fruits, water-soluble vitamin C. Calcium is needed for vitamin C utilization, zinc for the vitamin A, magnesium for the B complex vitamins, selenium for vitamin E absorption, etc. So dear students, these are the minerals of the significance. So, you have here the important minerals in human diet and their roles. Their table is given here. Sodium, fluid balance, and the body helps in the absorption of other nutrients. Potassium, fluid balance, and body acts as a cofactor for enzymes. Chlorine, fluid balance in the body and components of the hydrochloric acid. Calcium, development and maintenance of bones and teeth and blood clotting. Magnesium and phosphorus, development and maintenance of bones and teeth. These are called major minerals. Calcium, potassium, chlorine, calcium, sodium, magnesium, phosphorus. These are the major minerals. Then trace minerals, very small quantity, trace minerals, iron, oxygen transport and storage, zinc, aids in solution action, helps in the growth and reproduction, copper acts as an enzyme cofactor, chromium helps in the insulin action, fluoride stabilization, bone, mineral and heart is the tooth enamels, iodine essential for normal thyroid functions. So out of all above mentioned minerals, only calcium, phosphorus, iron and zinc, these are included. These are the included here, minerals of biological significance. So calcium, important mineral, already I told you. We get calcium from milk, cheese, egg, yolk, beans, nuts, cabbage. If there is a deficiency, leg muscles, spasms, softening of bones, back and leg cramps, brittle bones, rickets, poor growth, osteoporosis, tooth decay and mental depression. Iron, very essential mineral. They are combined with the copper, making hemoglobin, component of blood, and that carries oxygen from the lungs to tissue throughout the body. We can get from the meat, red meat, yolk, whole wheat, also wheat, fish, Spanish mustard. Deficiency, weakness, fatigue, and also paralysis of the skins, constipation, and anemia. Phosphorus, second most abundant mineral in the body, principal mineral, bones of the teeth, involved in metabolic action in the body, including kidney functioning, cell growth, and also contraction of the heart muscles. Sources, egg yolk, cheese, milk, and cabbage. Deficiency, symptoms of painful bones, irregular breathing, fatigue, anxiety, numbness, skin sensitivity, and also changing of the body weight. Zinc, vital immune resistance, healing of digestion, reproduction, physical growth, diabetes control, taste and smell, and maintaining normal vitamin A levels and usage. So cell body and serve as a part of more than 70 enzymes that control our body processes. It is going to be get from the red meat, chicken, beans, nuts, dairy products, and some seafoods. Deficiency, poor growth, hair loss, diarrhea, delayed sexual nutrition, importance, sterility, eye lesion, loss of appetite, reduced sense of taste and smell, skin lesion and so inflammation, poor wound healing, reduced resistance to infection, and also mental confusion, poor learning ability, changing in hair and legs, and anemia. So these are the some very important minerals here. So we are going to finish here. The chapter is going to be finished. Your chapter is going to finish here, chapter number 21. Thank you very much.